Welcome to another episode of PMTV Sports, and this week let's get sporty in the world of sports. We'll be getting to analyze what has been happening in the world of sports, but just remind you that this episode is brought to you by playmaster.co.ke. You can use our USSD, that's *265#, but also to remind you that we have a midweek and weekly spin wheel that you deposit 555 shillings and then you get to win big. A lot happened in the world of sports, and today we'll be taking you through it. Mo Salah is happening to retire at the end of the season. AFCON preparations and our national team, Harambee Stars, call-ups were made for the fans. Some didn't feel like the call-ups were right, but Tony.
Yeah, we also have to dive deep on Kenya's preparation on hosting the 2027 AFCON. Is Kenya ready? Because we've seen the PS of Sports, Elijah Mwangi, last week on the Dan Wanyama-led National Assembly Committee on Sports and Culture. Then we also saw Sports CS also had something to say about it. Is Kenya really ready to host the 2027 AFCONs? Let's see how Kenya is ready.
Just to pick on what you said, yesterday CAF, they did their setups and then they went to Uganda. They did a pitch inspection at Hoima International Stadium, that's in Uganda. And they said that the stadium is not ready to host AFCON. Remember, we are less than 9 months away from hosting the competition. Talanta Stadium, also they have a deadline to beat, that's 30th of March. Do you really think that we are ready to host this competition?
I think we really have a lot to do because Kasarani and Nyayo Stadium also 6 months timeline by CAF, and Sports PS Mwangi said that Kenya owes the contractor at Kasarani 3.7 billion shillings. At Nyayo Stadium it's 2.2 billion. And also the government is trying to race against time to beat the deadline, that's March 30th, to pay the mandatory fee of 3.9 billion mandatory hosting fee. So I really think we have a lot to do within a short time, but it all depends with the government. If they can beat that deadline and everything, then we will be ready. But I think for now, we are not really yet ready.
For me, I'd say when you try and compare to the standards that Morocco set, I'd say that you are not ready. We're not even like 50% there at where CAF or FIFA would want us to be. But let's give them time. We're in March. The competition is in January. Let's see in the next 2 months where we'll be. Talanta Stadium is 70% complete. So let's hope they'll do their final preparations and then maybe they'll get to do their work faster. Then on to the next one, Harambee Stars call-ups are made this week. How do you feel about the national team call-ups?
The national team, they have been really looking to call up the Kenyan players playing in Europe. That's where their much focus is on. But I really think there are a lot of players in the Kenyan Premier League, like FC Leopards, Tyson Otieno, players who really deserve the call-up, but they've been left out. People also feel like there is a lot of mapendeleo sana naweza sema towards the call-ups, but we really have to see how they perform in the game today in the FIFA Series tournament. Let's see, but I feel like the call-ups should be based on performances, not just that somebody's playing in Europe or he's been performing, but some players we feel like Bajaber, he's not been really playing at Simba and he got a call-up. So I think there's something that maybe we can say is going on there that we don't know, but I feel like some players deserve the call-up, but they've not really got it.
So I'll give you my take. On Wednesday when we went for the coach and the players media session, the coach said that he's rewarding loyalty, which for me, I feel like it should be the opposite. The coach should reward performances.
Yeah, sure.
Look at the players he has called. You have unattached players. A player like Ben Stanley has not been playing club football. William Lenkumpai, he has not also been playing. He's unattached, 9 months, not playing active football. Another player like Mohamed Bajaber has only played 3 games this season and not 90 minutes. He has always come as a substitution. Mansour Okwaro, he has been injured, though he made a transfer to France. So you try and look at this squad and you feel like, yeah, there are players here who don't really deserve to be here. Moses Shuma has been banging goals in Zambia, he's the top scorer there. In Kenya, we have Joe Waithera, who is the Kenyan Premier League top scorer. So for me, I feel like those are the kind of players we should be having in our national team, rather than having players who are unattached. But let's wait and see. Today we are playing Estonia in the FIFA Series competition that's being held in Rwanda. Yesterday, TZ lost to Leinster, a country that doesn't have a league that's ongoing. So probably they lost to factory workers, teachers, and lab technicians.
Yeah.
I hope the same doesn't happen to us today.
Yeah, let's see how the team will perform. We've really seen the coach saying loyalty over performances. Let's see if the loyalty will give us results. If in case we lose, then we as sports presenters, we have to be vocal about it, because it's our job also to call out whatever goes wrong in the sports.
Yeah, just before we dive into our last topic, I want to remind you that this episode is brought to you by playmaster.co.ke. You can use our USSD, that's *265#, and you can deposit 555 shillings and play our weekly and midweek spin wheel. Remember, you can bet with as low as 1 shilling and you can be the next millionaire. Mo Salah.
Mo Salah is finally leaving Liverpool. Before AFCON in November, we really saw there was a fallout between him and the coach, and he himself wasn't even sure if he'll go back to Liverpool after AFCON. But finally, he's announced that he's leaving. He's one of the players who we can consider a Premier League legend now. He's already a Liverpool legend. How do you see this affecting Liverpool's performances?
Mo Salah, ever since Liverpool signed him in 2017, he has the most Premier League. He got the fastest hat-trick in Champions League, that's 6 minutes and 21 seconds. He has the Premier League Player of the Month, and remember, in one season he finished with 32 goals. So Liverpool will be a legend will be leaving Anfield.
Yeah.
Remember, he has been a key figure last season when they won the league. He has always performed. Season in, season out, when you look at the top 3 goal scorers in the Premier League, you'll always find a very good name there. That's Mo Salah. He has always been consistent, and I feel like it's something that will really, really affect Liverpool. Remember, he's a player who has won them the Premier League. He has won them the Champions League for ages. Remember, Liverpool won the Premier League in 2020 when COVID was around, but that's after 20 years. 30 years of waiting.
Years, yeah.
So I think they'll be missing a key player.
And I've seen Liverpool are really in a rush to find his replacement. Of course, we reported that they are looking at Bayern Munich's Michael Olise. Do you feel like he's the ideal replacement for Salah, who has been performing since he signed for Liverpool?
There are always players you can always replace, and they are irreplaceable players. And for me, Mo Salah is irreplaceable. They tried doing the same. Remember, they brought in Florian Wirtz, they brought in Ekitike, they also have Isak. So I feel like they are stacked in attack, but they really don't know the right personnel to pick to replace Mo Salah. And I also don't think that Olise is going to leave Bayern, who have a very good project, just to come back to England where he was. So him being at Bayern, he's assured of a starting position. But when it comes to Liverpool, it means that he'll be competing for the same position with Florian Wirtz. And also the likes of Cody Gakpo. Remember, these are players who are playing the same wing. And as a player, you'll always want to have consistent playing minutes.
So Salah has been one of the Premier League legends. Remember, he's one of the players who has scored more goals for a single club. That's right now he has 255 goals for Liverpool. Remember, when Rooney has 253 for Manchester United, and his Premier League's all-time top scorer is third, right?
Yeah.
After Alan Shearer and Wayne Rooney. So Salah leaving the Premier League, we will really miss his magic moments. Remember his magic goal against Manchester City, his magic goal against Arsenal. He's a player who always performs in big stages. Oh, really, we will miss Mo Salah.
For me as a United fan, I really don't think I'll miss him, because he had properly owned us. Every time we met Liverpool, he must score against us. So he's a legend, but for me as a United fan, thank God that guy is leaving. So let's hope and let's see where he goes to. I'm seeing Inter Miami are proposing a bid for him.
Yeah.
And also Saudi Al Hilal also have a bid for him on the table. So let's wait and see. Always keep it here. Playmaster.co.ke is the best place to place your bets. Can bet in as low as 1 shilling, and might be our next millionaire by our next episode. I'm Mutie.
I'm Tony Audi. Keep watching PMTV.
And see you on the next one.